What's up everybody, D-Man back, welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla X Kong The New Empire TV spot set breakdown. In this one we will be covering 36 things you potentially missed in the Godzilla X Kong The New Empire TV spot Wave 8. I saw some people kind of being like, D-Man, I thought you were going to stop covering TV spots. Now, what I really said was that I was going to dial it back, kind of pick my battles. The TV spots that I picked are the ones that I got kind of cleared on that were like, oh, there's no big spoilers in these. So that's the ones I'm covering, and I'm not covering all of the TV spots that have been released. First of all, there's just way too many. They're showing so much of the movie, and it's right about to come out, so I just don't want to spoil it all for myself. And secondly, I couldn't even keep up if I tried, because they're releasing so freaking many. So in this one, we'll talk about the Kongs here for help ad, an unknown TV spot, don't know which one it is, a Roblox one, and then the Rise Up ad. Starting with that big one, the Kong's calling for help one. This one's great. I really liked this one. Kong rises up out of the ocean Hollow Earth portal, suggesting that he himself can open it simply by passing through the portal. That's what's suggested in Monarch Legacy of Monsters. That's how the Hollow Earth portals operate in that show, so that tracks. It seems that the portal isn't always open, as Monarch seems to be able to use their gates to activate it, but Titans are able to still pass through, as we can see here. Kong's able to still climb up. The way Kong rises up here parallels Kong climbing back onto the ship in Godzilla vs. Kong after he gets beaten up by Godzilla at sea. Eileen asks, what is he doing here? Suggesting that Kong doesn't really normally leave the Hollow Earth. This might be his first trip to the surface since everything went down, which shows first of all Kong's intelligence, that he understands this is a way to get to Monarch, and secondly shows that Kong's really desperate here. The TV spot implies that Kong's here for help, and that this is a very similar thing to the way that Godzilla visited Castle Bravo in order to get help in order to stop Ghidorah in Antarctica and King of the Monsters. I think Kong's here because he's responding to the signal, you know, that signal that Skar King is somehow releasing into the world that Godzilla and Kong are both freaked out about. He's got some pain going on as a result of this signal, as we see in another spot. Gia says Kong's in pain when he's in the same area. The shot of all the Monarch members running through the sparkling hall here, it's very similar to the shots of Apex's attack in Godzilla vs. Kong and when all those Apex guys were fleeing. This could be taken from a different part of the movie, such as when Godzilla shows up to attack that power plant, or it very well could be the Monarch base as Kong's showing up and rising up out of the water. The reason I don't think it's Kong is because everything's sparking, which makes me think it's a little more dangerous and that they're in immediate danger here. Gia runs off in her house. I think she could be feeling the vibration of the Hollow Earth portal opening up, and she's running to check on what's happening, knowing that Kong's coming. She could also be responding to the Skar King signal as well, as Eileen says she can feel it too. We got a new shot of Bernie saying Kong's calling for help. There's a new shot of Godzilla swimming through the river here. This is an extension of the shots we saw in trailer 2. I believe this is Godzilla swimming his way through Egypt as he's headed to Kong. I really like the veins on Godzilla's spines. They're very pronounced in this shot, and it shows that basically Godzilla's exterior skeletal armor peeled away, revealing this crystal underneath that is just thinly coating his flesh. It's pretty cool. These veins are also what winds up glowing to create his new atomic breath charge up. I really like it. Eileen then panics about Godzilla being on the move, and this could be earlier into the movie as Godzilla does respond to multiple threats all over the planet in this film, or it could be Godzilla making his way to Egypt for whatever he's doing there, or something like that, you know. The shot of Godzilla's eyes under the water in the river is slightly extended here, revealing Godzilla's eyes flare pink after initially being purple. Godzilla has multiple shots throughout these trailers where he's actually purple rather than pink, and it could be a different state of energy. The way that Godzilla's energy normally is blue, so maybe there's some of the blue still within him, and because it's being combined with the pink, it's turning purple. It could just be a different form of energy within Godzilla. I also think the color was picked as a reference to Shin Godzilla. Someone says, for what? In the craziest voiceover in the trailer. It just doesn't sound like it's part of it. And then Eileen answers saying, something even they're afraid of. We know that comes from a different line in the other trailer where she's saying that they can feel the signal and they're even afraid of it. And then she says that over a shot of Kong caked in this blue lighting. Really great shot. This is most likely Kong watching Shimo charge up the frostbite blast for the first time, right before he gets hit by it. Kong misses a swing of his axe during his fight with Skar King, planting it in the ground as Skar King literally flips away to dodge it. Monkey flip confirmed in the MonsterVerse. That's right, baby. Just showing how skilled Skar King is as a fighter. This is most likely where the axe will remain for the rest of the fight, which is why Kong has to rip it out out of the ground in order to block the frostbite blast. We got 2 new angles of Skar King whipping the whip slash around, the big blue crystal tip on the end glowing as he does. The apes in the background actually duck, flinch, and dodge as the whip goes over their heads, which I think is super funny. They're afraid of it because Skar King's clearly a reckless and brutal war leader. I think that's a great detail. We can also see Skar King's eyes glowing here. His pupils glow white and his eyes glow blue, which is really neat. I think that maybe his eyes glow in accordance to the crystal glowing, and maybe that's how he controls Shimo. He's got this like mind control ability that he's amplifying, and when he uses it, his eyes glow, something like that, as we do know his eyes can light up blue, as we saw in the title card reveal. We have an additional shot of Kong's right arm being slashed up pretty bad here by the crystal. That's clearly not the injury that breaks the arm, but it is a bad injury to have. Kong's still holding the axe in this shot, so this is during the initial Skar King battle. We have an extended Kong atomic breath pyramid shot where Kong's running away from the atomic breath. Then we get that wonderful shot of Godzilla tackling Shimo through a building in Rio. This was actually the original way it was revealed. While Godzilla is leaning forward in this shot so he's not standing at his full height, it does seem that Shimo is taller than Godzilla, even on 4 legs, meaning that she could be anywhere up to like 1,000+ feet when she stands on her back legs, and including her tail. So she's pretty enormous here, and you can see Godzilla tackling her neck, and Godzilla looks tiny compared to her. We have a slightly extended shot of Kong punching Skar King out. I love that shot so much, and it reveals a much better look at Shimo watching as this goes on. There's kind of pink behind Shimo, and that could be where Godzilla's knocked out in the background. There is an unknown TV spot, I'm not sure what it is, but it features that shot of Kong doing that crazy roar in the ice that's better seen in trailer 3. There was a Godzilla X Kong Roblox reveal ad. The new Empire Roblox event actually looks pretty cool. It's got a lot of crossover from the film. A lot of the film is actually making it into the game, and there is an impressive amount of content in this little game mode. I'm pretty amazed by it. This ad doesn't really feature much new, but it does have a barely slightly extended shot of the Heave lifting its arms as it enters the Hollow Earth portal. As I've speculated, those arms could be a defense tool, and it could also be a way for the Heave to pick things up as scientific instruments. Finally, we have the Rising Up ad, which starts out with an extended shot of Kong rising up next to the pyramids. This could be him pulling himself out of the Hollow Earth portal, or it could be him getting back up after Godzilla tackles him through the pyramid, but the way that Kong's looking around here and is very cautious, it makes me think that he's arriving in Egypt and looking for Godzilla rather than being mid-fight with him. We also have that shot of Godzilla bursting through the ice. We've talked about that before, but I wanted to bring it back up because that's one of the shots where Godzilla's purple rather than pink, or at least his eyes are. We have an extended shot of Godzilla tail swiping through the city as he tackles Shimo. Again, kind of calling back to that Shin Godzilla shot, which is cool. I do like the way the tail just rips through everything. Very powerful. And then finally, we have the HD Kong roaring in the ice shot. I have said before, I don't think he's bursting through a building, nor do I think he's bursting through ice. I do think he is doing some major damage here, and I do think that this is towards the end of the final fight. All right, that's all of it, guys. That's the whole thing. There's no more. No, there's a lot more. There's a couple other TV spots, but we'll cover those in different videos. As I said, I'm trying to not do the spoilery ones, and I'm also just trying not to do too many. But I like doing these. I have fun with it, so I want to do it. All right, thank you guys all for watching. I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. If you want to check out the Patreon, you can use the link in the description below. By supporting the Patreon, that is the most direct way to support the channel and to make sure that I can continue to make videos like this for you guys. All right, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time for the next one. D-Man out.